Well, good morning. I'm reading from the book of Isaiah this morning, and Isaiah was very concerned about the direction that his country was going. And right up until chapter 6, where he actually sees the Lord seated on his throne, high and lifted up, Isaiah is bringing this message of repentance, and he's calling out the people of his day. And in chapter 5, verse 20, he says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, and that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." Can you just imagine taking a lemon, cutting it, taking a bite out of it, and it just, oh my goodness. You just cannot keep your face from making some terrible, awful look. And then smiling, handing it to a child and saying, "This is something sweet. Here, enjoy this." And they bite into it and they're like, "Oh, that's not sweet. I don't like that." "Oh, yes, you do. That's sweet." And then you hand them a piece of candy, a good old butter rum lifesaver, and they pop that in their mouth and they're like, "Oh, okay, now I like this. Now spit that out. That's bitter. You don't want that." Okay? To turn the lights off and say, "This is what light looks like." And to hide your eyes from the sun going, "Oh my goodness, it's so dark outside." Obviously, those things don't work and don't happen. But what Isaiah is saying is he's using those as illustrations to talk about good and evil. When you look straight at pure evil and you say that's a good thing, you have lost your way, or maybe you never knew the way to start with. And Isaiah says, "Woe to them who do those things." He goes on, he says, "Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight." In their own sight. Jesus says that wisdom, the wise man heard the words of God and then he did them. He built his house on the rock. The foolish man built his house on the sand. He heard the words of God, but he ignored them. And so to be wise in your own eyes is something the Bible warns about. Romans 12:16, "Be it of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits." Some people fall for the trap of listening to your own ideas of how wise and wonderful you really are. He says in verse 22, "Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward, and take away the righteousness of the righteousness from him." Mighty to drink, to get drunk, and then to pervert judgment. One of the things that God told Aaron is that the priests should never drink wine, because it was absolutely essential for them to be able to carry out wise and sound judgment. It's one of the reasons why Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord. They offered strange fire before the Lord that he didn't command them, but they had been drinking prior to that. So we take and we put all of these things together and we look at this word that he uses, woe. What does that mean? Well, it means, look out, the judgment of God is coming. That's what it means. It means you need to be careful because of the distress, the anguish, the vanity of the decisions that you're making. You're on a downhill, slippery slope that ends in absolute destruction. Woe, woe, woe. Folks, look around at our culture. Woe. It's interesting to me that it rhymes with a word that we use when you work with horses all the time. Woe means stop. Woe means that's far enough. And when God cries out, woe, he's saying, hey, if you're falling into these traps, you need to look up and you need to stop. Whoa. And you need to look to Jesus. We need to be able to distinguish the difference between right and wrong, bitter and sweet, light and dark. And the only way to truly do that is to look to Jesus and to his word. He is the way, he is the truth, he is the life. And his word distinguishes the difference between right and wrong. He's the light. If we'll come into the light, our deeds will be exposed. But those who want their evil deeds to be concealed, they hide out in darkness. Let's turn to Jesus today. Hope you have a great day.